Hello and welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and today we are going to have a look at 3 different Windows 10 mobile games again. Of course we are using the mighty Lumia 950 XL, which is in the middle here, and I'm just going to show you 3 different games for this smartphone there. And the first game is going to be Jump Ball Quest, the second is going to be Football Super Kick, and the third is Marbel Mania. My name is Gerald. As always, I've got a couple of different things with me, which are, for instance, this Bluetooth mouse. I'm going to use my Foldable keyboard. So this one, it's called Foldable. Okay, we could call it Foldable, but it's a Bluetooth keyboard which is meant to be used with, for instance, smartphones or some kind of a tablet or whatever you want to use it with. And it's just a full-blown keyboard that you can easily fold in, so it's pretty small then and very transportable. And like this, you have always a full-blown QWERT keyboard with you if you want to use that. And yeah, it's connected by Bluetooth. It can be used with different kind of operation systems like the Windows operation systems, Android and iPads and iOS. And yeah, in the end, you can easily use this for any kind of use like this. It has, of course, a small little battery in there, but the battery is really very long time playable, or whatever you want to call that, because it really withstands a long time till you have to charge it over this little connector here. Other than that, I would say let's start with the first game, which will of course be Marbel Mania. And as mentioned before, this is my Lumia 950 XL, which is at the moment in Continuum mode. As you can see, we have the full screen experience here with all the different bells and whistles, so you can of course use your Bluetooth mouse, for instance, if you connect it to that with this smartphone, and of course just go on and try to navigate on it. And the interesting thing is, it's more or less like a desktop system. It looks a little bit like a desktop system. It behaves very equally. It's not really a desktop system, just that you know, so you cannot play anything you want or everything you want on it, but a lot of games are capable of doing it. There are a couple of different other episodes which you can have a look at the corner up there if you want to know more about all this. In the end, we are connecting it with a USB-C connector at the bottom here, and that one is going to the display dock, which is more or less a USB-C hub. It's standing here, and that one is connected with the TV in this case by an HDMI cable. Other than that, let's start with the first game. The first game is the Jump Ball Quest game. A little bit of a funny one, I would say. Don't know. I'm just going to click on it and show it to you. In the end, I really like it somehow even. So if you start the first time, I'm not sure. I think I have to go there. Yeah. One of the biggest problems of this game is that it has a lot of advertisement in there, so that is a little bit of a bummer. But if you are, and always for the slot parts, whatever. Anyway, if you can overlook that, it's a pretty nice one where you can really go and play the game in different kind of scenarios. As you can see, I already played a couple of maps here, and you are going to start like this. Have a look at the options here. There's not too much to see, but just to have a look at it, you can already see, okay, we can of course mute it, we can do a review on the store for it and stuff like that, but nothing else that really matters in any kind of way. Good thing is, this game can be played with the keyboard or your mouse. It depends on what you like more. I like the keyboard probably more. And in the end, what you are going to do here is more or less play from the start. So the first one is really just to give you any kind of feeling. It's more like a tutorial. I'm just going to click on this, and as you already can see, it's going to be always this ball which is bouncing up and down, and you can just tell him where to bounce to. So in the end, use on the keyboard your keys for left and right in the end. And if you want to do it in another way, you can use your mouse for it too. and that one should give you the option to work on. What I'm seeing at the moment is that I have a little bit of a problem with space on my SD card of my camcorder, so I'm going to be back in a couple of seconds. Give me 1 sec. And there we are, back again, and as you already can see, we are just jumping up and down here with this ball, and all you will have to do now is just tell him where to go to. So more or less a direction, left or right. If I go to the right, you can already see we are going in that direction. If I go to the left, we are going in the other direction. Very important, you want of course to collect all of the stars, so in the first level there's of course nothing to hinder you from that, but later on you will run into some kind of different kinds of obstacles, like for instance spikes or just some kind of a void or something like that, and that is going to give you a harder time. I'm just going to go out here and go to the 5th level just to show you what it is a little bit later on, and again it's going to play all the time advertisements, each and every level you're playing. It's not playing in between, but it's always, if you press on one of the buttons for the levels, you're going to see something. That's just how it is in this case. As you already can see, it's a little bit more complex now, and as you can see, we want of course to get all of the different things here, so we would have to jump around and try to get all of the stars. So first off, I'm going to take this one, and of course this is the start, this is the end, so I could even go to that one, but I wouldn't get all the stars, so it's not what I'm trying to achieve here. And I'm just going to jump around here and trying to go around. It's not very hard of course, but it's a little bit more difficult than the first one of course. And as you can see, we just got that. We could, if we wanted to, try to give this a rating. It's a little bit funny that this is yes and this is no probably, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, so whoever could see what that was. Doesn't matter, as you can see, next part we have to watch here. Good thing is most of them are skippable, so just make sure to wait a couple of seconds and after that you should be able to do that. And as you already can see, this is a pretty big void with spikes on it after there. And in the end that's a little bit harder to come over. As you can see, I just died. And so you will have to try to get over there, but it's not very hard or something. So in the end, as you can see, we even got some coins. Coins can be used to buy stuff in the store later on. It's more or less something like other balls and stuff like that. It really doesn't matter for the game itself. But anyway, it's a nice little thing here. Just try the game out if you want to have some kind of a simple but more or less fun puzzle game or something like that, if you want to call it like this. It's not really an action game or something, it's something like a puzzle game probably. But anyway, I like it, try it out, and it is a nice addition to your library. In the end, the worst thing about it is all the advertisement which is going on there, but that's how it is in this case, so we just will have to cope with that. Okay. So the second game is something that is more or less for the souls of the poor German fans, which are of course all over the place here. And if you didn't notice till now, where are you living? In the end, it's more or less the EM, so the European Mastership or Championship of football or soccer, and that is going on at the moment. And yesterday, Germany, was put down more or less, so out of the game, because Spain has just won the game. Many are very, very unhappy about that, and especially about one of the not given penalty kicks, which more or less would have very likely resulted in a goal. And like that, people are very, very angry about that and about the person who decided that. I'm not sure what the name of that is, refugee or something like that, but I'm not sure. Something like this is more or less the name for the person who is giving penalties and stuff like that. And in the end, thank you for not giving us that one, because it was very, very obvious that this was a real reason to give meters, so 11 meters shot for us, which in general results in some kind of a goal, and that would have more or less turned the games here. Very likely. Anyway, what we want to do like this is we are going to more or less shoot those 11 meters all over the place here, because we just want to have it. And so we are going to play that game. I'm just going to click on my all apps list here for that. I'm going to go in here, and as you can see, we can't play it in the Continuum mode because this is a game that is a little bit older, so you can't really play it with the Continuum mode with Windows 10 Mobile here, but it's meant for Windows 10 8.1, but still playable. But we will have to change the mode for that, and for going to the mirror mode in this case, we can just go to up here in the 3-point menu, go to the display settings, and if you go in there, you will have the option to go down, go to advanced, and to just mirror the screen. Mirroring the screen means that you are just seeing everything that is shown on the smartphone here on the big screen out there. That's fine for most of the games we are going to play. Not all of them were great, and of course the experience is a little bit better if you're in Continuum mode, because then it's really just another interface meant to be used like this. But anyway, you can play it easily, and so we are going to go down here, all apps list, and we are going to play Football Super Kicks. Football Super Kicks, as mentioned before, you can just play this and shoot on the goal more or less, or on the goalkeeper, which isn't there, which is a little bit funny there. Anyway, you have a couple of different options here to go in. First off, I'm just going to show you what the menu options are. There's not too much here. You can just shut down the music, the sounds of course, or just have a look at the help settings and stuff like that, but we don't have to do that. In the end, as you already can see, we have a couple of different modes here: the time attack mode, the target mode, and the random mode. Random just means it's both, more or less, and you are not able to determine which one it's going to be. But time attack and target mode are very similar, but one of them has just this kind of timer running there more or less, the other one doesn't. So we are just going to play the time attack first, and I'm going to turn around just to play this. In the end, what you're going to need to play here is your mouse or your finger in the end. And now, as you already can see, there's no goalkeeper in this game, which is a little bit funny, but okay, doesn't really matter. Come on. Now we go. You're just going to more or less swipe to the target or where you want to fire to. And it's not very easy, just to let you know. It's a little bit hard, especially with your mouse, to get the right part. In the end, you can take goals, you get points for that, and if you get, for instance, these real targets you can see there, and it's really hard for me, I missed. Anyway, it's really hard for me to get those. You are going to get 1,000 points for that if you are hitting one of the goals. Or the targets more or less. And it's already over. In the end, you have a couple of different options here. For instance, if there is this 10 seconds mark, of course you're just getting a longer time to play this, and we are just going to restart it and try again. Of course, as you can see, this one, for instance, is what I was talking about. If you just hit that, which might even happen. Yeah, come on. Wow. Okay, I'm really bad at it. That would be funny if this would happen in the real game there. Doesn't matter. In the end, as you can see, it's not totally given that you hit the ball, especially because the ball is more or less moved around, so it's not really in 11 meters or something, it's something else, but it really doesn't matter. It's fun to play it anyway if you try to hit everything. Maybe it's easier with I'm hitting all the time. All the time I get the border here. It doesn't matter. Anyway, if you want to try it out, just try it out. It's a nice little game. Better to play with your fingers than with your mouse at the end, because of course all you're doing here is more or less giving it the direction and how hard you're doing it, and that's much easier with the finger than with the mouse, because with the mouse it's, wow, much harder to really get the right position and stuff like that. Anyway, if you want a little bit of a hint there, just try to not do it too short, because the shorter ones are very, very imprecise. The longer ones might more or less hit all the time. Wow, that was close. That was fine. There we go. And again, if you are hitting this kind of a target, I only got it once, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do it in this case here. If you really get the target, or the 10 seconds one, you are really getting 1,000 points for that, which is really, really a substantial amount of it. So in the end, if you're playing very, very nicely and well, you're really getting a lot of points. If not, you're going to have only a small amount of them, no matter if you're going to hit it nicely or not. There we go. So it's really something without a goalkeeper. I'm not even sure why they don't try to put in a goalkeeper. Just a figure here, doesn't have to do much, just to have it in there. And I'm always getting to the bracket. It's funny, really funny. Anyway, just try it out if you like some kind of penalty shooting and stuff like that. This might be a nice one for you. It's pretty nicely done, I think, because there are a couple of different guys just shouting and more or less cheering down below there or whatever, and all the other ones are probably just some kind of a texture, but it's nicely done. It really looks nice and is still playable like this with lower hardware and stuff like that. So it's really not a worst thing to do, as I think it is. Other than that, I would say just try it out. It's a nice game and it's fun on the screen of your smartphone with your finger, and it's much harder here, but you can of course try to master that too, and it's fun to play that. Other than that, let's have a look at the last game, and the last game is called Marbel Mania. It's more or less a puzzle game again, with a little bit of a marble touch, more or less. So let's have a look at that. For that, I'm just going to go down below in my all apps list again, at this point. And there we are, we can just click on Marbel Mania. I'm turning around again. This one has some kind of, you can't call it action elements or something, but in the end it has a little bit of a timer running, so it's not like the first one where you can just go like whatever you want there. Anyway, just to let you know how to play this, first I'm going to show you the options first. There's not much to do here. So first of you can of course go through different kind of languages, very many of them. It's not much they are going to have to translate, so it's fine for everybody. But anyway, if I click on no, okay, I'm just going to go with German now, sorry. English was one of the last ones, and there's not much I will have to translate to you in this case. Anyway, just hit play, and we are going to start with the first one. So, you have a couple of different levels, which are named levels, but in the end it's difficulty levels or something. It's not really the games itself, because there are much more than these you see here. Because if you go in there, you can see you have 36 of the level 1 parts there. So if I go to the fourth, for instance, you can already see this is turning around, and here are a couple of different options, or a couple of different elements you can click. And in the end, of course, all you have to do is bring your marble, which is this one here, to the end part. So this part. And in the end, all you will have to do now is have a look at the elements you see there and put them somewhere on your screen. And the good thing about it is it doesn't really matter how you're doing it. So just try it out. It really doesn't make any kind of difference if you just miss one or do it in the wrong way or whatever. It really doesn't matter much. As you already can see, I can't do it like this, so we will have to start again. And first off, what we will have to do here, can I use this? I think it has to go there. This is going to be here, this is going to be here. So the marble will go this kind of way. We are going to try it like this, and yeah, you already can see how this is more or less some kind of a small level part we will have to play here. The marble is going to be a little bit slow at the start, but yeah, you shouldn't really trust this, because it's in the end it's all the same speed all the time, other than you are going to click this button here. So I'm going to do that now. It's going to be fast, but sometimes you just don't get the right parts there. So it's a little bit like Tetris with a marble game or something combined. I'm not sure what to call it, but I really like it somehow. And yeah, in the end, all you have to know is when this turns 360 degrees, the marble is going to start. You should have any kind of possibility for the marble to go wherever you want it to go after that in the end. And yeah, just make sure, this one I don't think I can use that. Just make sure to go where you need to go in this case. Oh, maybe they are only giving me these kinds of useless parts. Maybe I have to use this then. Ooh. You see, it's a close catch now. Good thing is it doesn't matter where you're putting all the stuff, so just put it somewhere you don't need it. Or you can, of course, if you click on it, for instance, get rid of the elements you don't need. But in the end, we already won this. You can see we have a counter here with the score points there. And we won this game too and got 1,500 points for it, which is not much. So they're giving you, of course, points if, for instance, you're using less of the parts here, or if something happens there. That's a nicer way. Another thing here, very interesting. If you use this kind of, let's put that here. I think I will need something like this. There. I'm unsure where to go here, so I will have to put anything in. But it's going to be very hard for me to get this going, and we are going to lose this. Doesn't matter. In the end, the blue and the yellow golds, or whatever you want to call them, holes here, are more or less just the entry and the outer power, or the exit points of the marble. So if something rolls in here, it's going to come back at this point, and then it's going to go to this one in this case, and just come back at the blue one. So in the end, these are just tunnels, let's say tunnels or something like that, which are going to try to probably stay in the way of you, which is just how it's played in the end. And what I'm trying to achieve here, I just don't know where we will have to go with this. How should I put something and connect it there? I'm not sure at the moment, because in the end all the ones which have these screws in them are not movable, so I can't just click on them to get them away here or something. And in the end I'm unsure how to work with this. Probably I will have to go like this there. Okay, let's see if I can achieve that. I'm not sure about that at the moment, but we will of course try if we can. Okay, this is better now. Let's see what we can do here. Very hard game. There we go. Okay, we got that. Now we will have to go to the other part. Good thing is we already know that the game is going to move into one direction. This might do it now, if we're not totally getting no points here or no way anymore. Anyway, you can already see that we will have to work a little to get this going, but now it seems to be fine, because as you can see we have the marble going in there, getting points for that for some kind of reason, which I'm not sure. It's going to come out of the blue hole, there we go, and now it can just go through all the different points here, and we got it going. Probably with a bad score again. Oh, not too bad anyway. But in the end, like this, you're going to play all the different games here. A couple of different other options. You already see it. There's another one which is going to do something different. I'm not even sure what it does at the moment, because I never played till this point there too, to have this. But yeah, just try it out. I think it's a nice game, and a puzzle game somehow with a little bit of a timer part, so it's not very or totally boring or something. It's going to be faster and faster and more difficult to get everything of the objects and stuff like that pointed at the right direction and stuff like that. So just try it out. I like it, and I hope you like it too. Okay, so then I would say we are through with the episode more or less. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening. If you have any kind of questions, comments, whatever, put them down below into the commentary section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, or just give it a thumbs up. And in the end, of course, if you want to subscribe to the channel, do that now too. Other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. See you in the next episode, and have a great day. Bye. Bye.